Hey everyone, welcome back to the Glassman's world. This is Dan the Glassman. We're about to get started here. Gonna make something special for my best friend, for someone I've known ever since my freshman year in high school, 1990. It's been a really, really long time. And I'm trying to see, why is this video not showing up? Okay, there it is. Okay, perfect. So I think that the angle is really good here. I think this should work. Maybe we can make it work just a little bit better. Let's see, how's that? That better? On top of the table. Mostly. There we go. Alright. Got the Christmas tree. Got this crazy old snack right here. Alright, let's get started here. So I'm not 100% sure on what I'm making. I just know that I'm going to be making something for my best friend. He asked me if I could make him something. And I was like, yeah, I think I have enough oxygen, propane to get this made. I think. I'm trying to get that right on the line with the table. Me and my OCD over here. It's like just barely off. Okay. That got it right there? That's good enough, huh? Alright. So let's get started here. So he asked me to make him something. I know that he broke his piece recently. And I was like, okay, well, I think I have enough oxygen and propane. If not, then we don't finish this piece in the middle of it. That's all. So I'm going to do my best to make something here for him. Alright, we might save that for another thing. I'll use this one here. This one's actually a really good size. Yeah. What else do I got? I don't really have much tubing to work with and to play with here. Oh, that one is a lot bigger. Okay, that's a bigger tube. Alright, so let's get our Norwex OptiCloth here. We'll get this dust and dirt, all the debris cleaned off of this. So I think we'll use that one and see if I have a nice blow tube I can use. Oh, it should be okay. Either that or I make a blow tube out of that. Or this one. Actually, yeah, I like that one better. That one's a little bit bigger. Alright. Get our safety glasses on. Let's make sure that the live chat is on and set up. Alright, so we need to prepare this tubing here. So I noticed right away right here, it's got a little bit of a slight bend. I'm going to try to straighten it out and utilize the whole thing without losing it. Yeah, there we go. I can just use the whole tube here. That side of the blow tube stayed thick a little bit, so it didn't break off as evenly. So I'm going to just score it clean around and try to make that a little bit more even there. Alright. So I'm opening this up here. Oh, sorry, I got my whole head. I gotta try to remember where the camera angle is now. So I gotta open this up here. We're gonna flare it open. We're basically gonna thicken this up and eventually attach it to this other tubing here. And I want to have a nice thick connection. So we're going to take this point off right here, and then we're just going to attach that one to that. Pretty much it. And hopefully we don't run out of any propane or oxygen, and we can get this done. But we might run out of propane and oxygen. If we do, then we just call it a day. This could be the last glass blowing demonstration of 2024. It's quite possible. I don't know. We'll see if I run out of the oxygen and the propane here. So that tube right there, you know, most people throw that away. I'm going to actually save that. I can turn that into a glass wick for making my candles and different things that I do like that. I make oil candles, bright Betty lamps. Alright, so then we just get that rod there. Or the tube, and we're going to open this up here. And try to remember not to get all the way into the camera here. I keep forgetting getting my head in there. I have to keep my head back. And the reason for the new camera angle is to get you guys a little bit further back behind me. But now if I just move in a little forward like this, you guys are going to see the top of my head all the time. So I got to be real mindful of that. And remember, always remember, don't be moving forward too much. Because sometimes I'll come in like this. You guys don't want to be seeing all that. Alright, so I'm just going to heat this up. We're going to get this to collapse down on itself, thicken up a little bit. And then we're going to attach it to this one here. I'm going to help it out by bringing it down some. There we go. That's a lot closer in size now. So now I can attach those together. Sorry, I'm getting way up into the flame again here, trying to see what I'm doing. Alright, I don't know if I like that seal. It's not, that is definitely not the cleanest seal. So later on here in a couple hours, we're going to be doing our very last Music Mondays of 2024. So I don't know what time, sometime after 6 o'clock this evening here. My wife's going to take a nap here in a little bit. And when she wakes up from her nap, then that's when we're gonna go live. All right, that's a little better. I don't know. I don't really like it still. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, we gotta close up this bottom though here. So the reason why I have a new camera angle is because this flame will overheat the camera, and so I need to get you guys back a little bit further. You guys were about here, and now you're about a foot away from where you were, so it's a little bit different of an angle, and hopefully better for the camera to not overheat. And we should be plugged in, we should be fully charged up. So thanks for tuning in and watching. We're just getting started here. I'm just preparing this tubing right now. We're getting this tubing. It's I believe a 30, I would probably say a 38 millimeter tubing here. I don't believe this is the 44. I believe the 44 is the other tubing that I had out earlier. So I believe this is 38 millimeter. It's about 1.5 inches big. .50 millimeter is 2 inches. So this is just 12 millimeters shy of that. Alright, so now I'm just tapering down the end here, closing it off. So once I have this closed, then I'll have, it'll be closed off, so there'll be, when I blow into it, there'll be air pressure inside the tubing. Just gonna pinch it off right here and just make sure it's all nice and closed off, no air bubbles. We'll pull that off just to have a nice clean end here. And then what I may do is just pop this and put another tube on the other side and cut this in half. I don't know. I really don't need this much glass. Really don't want to waste too much of it either, but it is what it is. I think I should just pop a hole, put another blow tube on that end here. So I should probably get another blow tube ready. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing, just blow this out real quick. So that glass right there is just super paper thin, basically like as thin as saran wrap. And when I can get it to blow out like that, then it can clean itself up really, really good, so that I don't have to go in there and do all that napping of the glass and everything. Alright, and we get this end popped out too. And then I'll cut these in half, and then we'll have two blow tubes here. Going right at the tip, right at the end right here. I heat up that spot and then I blow into it, and wherever it's molten, that's where the air will flow through. So then I can thin out that portion right there to where I can pop a hole. And once there's a hole, I just ream it open, use my reamer here, and I'll just flare it open. Try to get it to the same size as this blow tube here. Now I got two blow tubes on each end. I'm going to take the flame, get it a little bit more intense, and we're going to cut it right in the middle here. Maybe not so much in the middle. I'm going to give myself a little bit more glass to play with on this side here. This takes a minute to get it hot enough to cut through this big old 38mm tube here, but we're at that point now where it's finally getting molten, finally moving around a little bit. I see we got a few people watching. You guys are welcome to ask any questions you'd like. And my friend who I'm making this for, he may actually show up just randomly in the middle of this. Which is fine if he does, no matter what. It's still going to come out looking nice and it'll be a nice surprise. I just hope I have enough oxygen and propane to finish this up. I can run out right in the middle of this, right at the very last step of this, and not finish this. So we're going to do our best to get this completed today, right here in the next few minutes. So I'm working on a lot more tubing lately. If you guys can see, I'm working with the bigger torch, the bigger flame here. On the major torch, it's a Nortel major torch. It's old school, it's a square head. It's not the round head like the Red Max that they make these days. This is old school. This is from like the 90s, guys. 1990s. Old school. Talking like 20 years old. 30 years old. All right. I was just thinking about what I'm doing with this. I don't really know yet. I'm kind of getting my ideas right now as I'm going. Like, how is this going to turn out? What am I going to do? How am I going to lay out the colors? I do know what colors I'm going to lay down. Hopefully I got enough silver on this end here to make that happen. Alright, where's my silver strip? I might need to just... I don't know if I have enough silver in here. I have some on the last piece that I worked on. There should be a lot more silver in here. Sometimes it gets buried, sinks itself into the glass. So sometimes you gotta get the glass molten and then try to pinch it out back to the surface. So I'm hoping I can find it here. Oh, is that it? No? That's just an air bubble? No! Oh my gosh, okay. I gotta find my silver real quick. That's silver? That might be some silver, I don't know. Let's see, what does that do? I don't even know if that was silver. Did I get any on the glass? There we go. Alright. Finally. Now, hopefully I didn't get that too cooled down to where this cracks off of the blow tube here. I'm looking for that silver. I just pulled this whole tube down. So hopefully we don't lose it here. Alright, we're going to start with our first color. So this is like a translucent white. Sorry guys, I got my head completely in the camera. This is like a translucent white that I kind of find it looks like a moonstone. That's what it reminds me of when I'm working it. Alright. Now this color is kind of like a grayish silver. I really wish that would have laid down a little bit thicker. I went fast on that. Might try to relay that. right. I'm going to add this like translucent blue in here. I'm going to add this into the mix. Somewhere like right there. I'll bring it in all the way around through that portion where it's all empty. Yeah, there we go. So we got some thick colored laid down now. And you might as well just lay some clear in there as well. Screw it, why not? I'm just going to add some strips of clear glass in here. Help out with the color changing quality of it. Just putting some thin lines of the clear just to bring out that silver fuming. What's going on, Madame Star? I see you here watching. Happy New Year to you as well and to your family. So I believe this may be the last live glassblowing stream of this year of 2024. And later on, after my wife takes her nap, I'm planning to do our last Music Monday of the year of 2024. So we'll do some music here in a little while, a few hours. And I just wanted to make this for my friend. He might be coming by. So we'll see. What time is it? 4:02. It's a dyslexic 4:20 right now. Okay. I'm going to melt this in for a minute here. So I've been working on some bigger tubing recently and some bigger, the bigger flame. I've moved my torch or the camera back some, so it's a little bit different of an angle, and I'm hoping that this stops the overheating situation that I've been having. I have to remember that this heats up all of my tools. This flame gets super hot. You gotta remember not to keep too much stuff underneath it that I'm working with. Alright, and then, let's see. Should probably use a bigger. I was thinking I should probably use a longer rod here for this. I want to make some dots on the end here. Okay. Woo, that's hot. I'm going to add this blue onto the clear. The clear is on top of the fuming, so it should entrap the fuming underneath it, and then the blue on top of it should add some really cool layering and patterning here. Alright. So it might get too hot. The torch might overheat the camera. If it does, I'm sorry. I'll just do my best to get the camera cooled down and turned back on. Hopefully we can resume it before the live feed cuts out on us. Maybe what would help me in the studio? Maybe that would help me in the studio. I'm not sure what that is, but maybe. Alright, so we're going to get some really cool dot pattern work up here on the front. And I'm thinking we're going to hit it with a little bit more of a fume job here real quick. Hit it with the silver fuming. There's a little tiny chunk of silver right here on the front. And we're going to make sure that that is all nice and molten here. Like, uh-oh. Where'd it go? Did I lose it again? I think it came off. Okay, there it is. Alright, so now I'm going to try to melt down this this end here as best as I can. And then we're going to add some raking onto it. So the raking is basically adding these lines going down the patterns, and they're going to pull the patterns down and create just like kind of a zigzag kind of pattern, something like that. And it is getting hot in here. Try to bring down the flame a little bit, but still work it. So this part right here, I got to be real careful to make sure that the flame doesn't flash over here to the little tiny tubing, and then this whole thing just like bend and fold and fall apart on me. I'm just going to slowly bring it all down. rock it in my left hand and then in my right. Trying to compensate for the rotation of the molten glass so it doesn't accumulate onto one side more than the other. Getting there. Alright, I think we can do the raking now. So the raking pattern is using the smaller torch on top here, which is the one that I'm pretty much always using for making jewelry and things. And so this will give me a fine line. Try to go to the thickest portion of the lower part of the glass here. We can get that all melted in. It just so happens to be right in between those two big blue dots, which is awesome in design. That's a good space right there for it. So right there, I'm literally raking the pattern downward. We're going to go in between the dots right now to create this design here. We'll go in between those. That way we can have a nice consistent design. Pulling the colors all down to the bottom here. I'm just keeping my line work in between those two bigger dots right up above right there. That way this stays all nice and symmetrical here. Trying to keep the pull, the rake of the glass the same consistency and pulling them down at the same length as well. So I'm getting all this glass molten and I'm using this. Uh-oh, hold on. Hold on, 420. That's a 420 alarm, guys. Go on ahead and partake while I'm not able to. I do have a 420 alarm, yep. Every day it goes off. It doesn't go off at 4 a.m., but it goes off in the afternoon at 4 p.m. every day. Alright, now we'll go in between. So what do you guys have planned for this New Year? You guys doing anything for New Year's Eve? Me and my family, we normally, since, I don't drink, my wife doesn't drink, I actually quit drinking. She just doesn't drink. Like, if she wanted to drink, she could drink, but I quit, so I don't even partake and have a sip at all. This New Year's Day coming up here in a few days, I'll be celebrating my 9 years away from alcohol. 9 years, guys. I cannot believe it. Today, 9 years ago, is actually the last time I ever went out drinking and got drunk. Would be 9 years ago to this day. It's pretty crazy to think, like I wasn't planning on quitting drinking or anything like that. It just happened. It was one of those things that I just needed to do in my life, and it just happened at the right time. And I'm not gonna lie, there were several attempts before that when I was like, yeah, I need to quit drinking and stuff, but the day that it happened and everything, it just occurred. It just happened. I don't know. And I used to love to drink. I used to love the stouts, the dark beers, the IPAs, the ales. I would drink, the red wines, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, and now I don't drink at all. Quit drinking, don't need to. The very first day I quit drinking, it just so happened that a AA meeting came into the building that that's where we were like working in and moving into, and yeah, I was just fortunate that things lined up in the way that they did, and I saw the signs and followed through with it. Went to that first AA meeting on New Year's Day. So basically tonight, 9 years ago, I went out and drank, right? So tomorrow, technically, would be my 9 year, but I figure I woke up. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't mess up one of my ports. And so, I feel like I woke up with alcohol still in my system, and so I don't count tomorrow on New Year's Eve, because I didn't go out drinking on New Year's Eve. That was first time in 9 years or in 25 years of my life at that point that I didn't go out drinking. Like, ever since I was 15 years old, I think I've been to some sort of party going out drinking. And yeah, it's amazing to think that, you know, I used to love to drink and now I don't drink at all. And I'm sure if I drank again, I probably would love it again, but I don't want to even risk that. I put so much time, energy, and effort into these 9 years, not taking a sip of alcohol. Just, you know, the worst thing, or well, not the worst thing. The closest thing I guess that I would be doing would be like tinctures, homeopathic medicines, and herbal tinctures and things like that. Sometimes they're made, you know, they're extracted with alcohol. And that's the only thing, you know, that I guess would come close. Maybe kombucha. Drinking some kombucha for the gut, for the biome health in your gut biome. And, you know, then there's like cheese and yogurt, which is all fermented. And, you know, when I first quit drinking, people were like, oh, are you still eating this? Are you still eating cookies and cake? Because that's all made with vanilla extract, and that's alcohol. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, there were some people like, you know, you're trying to like quit just drinking alcohol, and then they're like trying to throw that kind of stuff in your face, like trying to make your journey just a little bit more harder or something. Like, why? What are you doing that for? Why? Man, I think that I might have clogged one of my torch ports when I dropped that silver. I think it might have clogged up one of the ports down here because it's burning a little weird. I'm not getting that full effect of my flame. I'm just gonna have to crank it up some, I guess. So after I went to that AA meeting, I met up with my friend, actually the one who I'm making this for, and we usually we go to this local spot where I would perform all the time, and they'd do open mics and stuff, and it was a pizza spot and a bar. And so we went over there. You know, they had the PBR special where you get a slice of pizza and a PBR for $4.25. Really awesome deal, right across the street from the college, so it was a college special. And that was just something that we always ordered. So I decided, you know what, right after that, let's go over there and I'm going to order this PBR special. And basically I gave my friend the beer and I ate the slice of pizza. And I might even like split the pizza slice in half with him because it was such a big slice. But I just wanted to prove to myself that I could go into an establishment and not drink and not like, just because I'm in there does not mean that I needed to order anything. And that's what I needed to figure out for myself, because being a musician, I knew that like every show that I was ever going to play at that point on, they're always going to be asking, hey, you want a shot? You want a beer? People are going to be bringing beers and shots up to the stage for me. You know, and it's just something that it's part of the culture. You know, you get used to it. As a musician, you become a drinker pretty much, you know, or do other things, staying up late at night. I pretty much just drank and smoked herb all the time, you know. But the drinking needed to go, and I'm glad that it finally did. When it did, this was good timing for it all. 9 years now. 9 years is a good year, a good number. It for a lot of people, it means completion in numerology. So that's awesome. I don't know if that means I've completed going through the whole endurance and journey and the whole cycle of cravings and things. Like, I don't know if that's what that means, but 9 years. 9 years. Nine's a good number for me. Nine's always been a good number. I've always been one to follow the numbers and try to work in my numbers. The number 37 is another number for me. The 3, the 7, the 9, the 1's always the 1's, of course. Triple digit numbers like 333, 111, 444, 777, 888. The 8 representing infinity. I don't know if this torch is going to overheat. I am starting to overheat. I'm starting to sweat, guys. It's getting really hot. I have the kiln on behind me, or to the side of me. I guess behind and to the side. And then I've got this this torch right here in front of me, man. This is hot. Trying to get all this glass melted down, bring it all down. So when I added that colored glass, I laid it down pretty thick, and when you do that, it really messes with the it messes with the integrity of like the whole thickness of the tubing and everything, and you really got to like work it to then get it all back to that same consistency all the way through, so you don't have like some really, really thick spots and really, really thin spots. And then my torch is acting up because I think I might have sealed one of the ports. Oh, sorry, I blew that out of frame there. Let me see if I can bring this a little bit tighter of a flame here. Woo! It's getting hot over here. Did I bring some water in? I thought I brought some water for myself. Must have left it out there. Alright, so I'm not going to mention what this is. All I've said so far is that I'm making something for my best friend. This is someone I've known ever since 1990. When we were just kids, freshmen in high... Well, I was a freshman. He was actually a junior. He's 2 years older than me, so... You know, in high school as a freshman, I was hanging out with juniors and seniors. Maybe that's why I was always into drinking and stuff. I was always with that older crowd. I should have just laid those colors a lot thinner instead of trying to put these big old blocks down. Because all it did is it just made the consistency of this glass weird. It's trying to melt all crazy now. Oh my god. It's all thinning out right there. Gotta move all this glass over. Alright, let's see if I can get this back down. The front's nice and thick. Now I just got to match up the whole rest of this tubing all with that. We'll get it all to that same consistency, and then I can really start shaping it and getting this right. But like I said, adding that color the way I did, I kind of messed myself up a little bit. So we're just going to do the best we can with what we got. I'm going to try to bring that flame down just a little bit. Alright, let's see if I can get this shaping down. This glass is just so wonky right now. It's got thick spots, thin spots all over the place. Okay, we got that down nice and thick right there. That's good. I'm trying to bring this down. Man, this one, I should not have laid it like that. Man, I know better. What am I thinking? Why am I thinking that, oh, I could just make it happen? Like, yeah, it's just going to take forever. Get it all melted down and get this thickness, get all the glass moved over in the thin spots to the thick spots to the thin spots. Takes a while. Woo, I'm sweating. It's hot. I can't believe that the torch ain't overheated the camera yet. That's cool. There's this one spot right here. I'm like, it's a little thin. I'm trying to thicken it up some. Trying to get this consistency right too. Getting it nice and thick though, that's for sure. Alright, there we go. It's still weird and wonky and not all consistent, but at least it's thicker. That's for sure. Now I gotta clean up this area right here. Alright, we ain't run out of oxygen or gas or no propane, no oxygen yet, so that's a good thing. It definitely ain't getting the shaping that I'm trying to get it. Trying to ball this part up right here. And it just keeps flattening out and thinning out in some spots. Like, come on. I'm not happy with it. It's trying to ball up. But yeah, man. I am not happy with this. Kind of want to just start over. How much time are we in? 79 minutes, and I kind of want to just start over. That's funny. I'm like, it might be a little quicker if I just start over. I am not happy with it. It's not the nicest thing. I am just like, whatever. Let's finish this one. Maybe I'll just start over with a new one here in a little bit. But I don't know if I even have enough oxygen and propane now after blowing through this for 79 minutes. Gonna have to complete it though. I gotta get this done. No reason to spend 79 minutes on something and be this close and then decide, man, never mind. The front's still gonna look good. The integrity of it, and if this thing gets dropped, it ain't gonna be strong enough to take a fall, that's for sure. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm still getting into practice of this tubing here, guys. It's been a while since I've worked tubing. I actually haven't had any issues with my arm going numb today. It hurts. My shoulder is really, really sore, but I haven't had issues with it going numb. That's pretty cool. Man, it is so hot. I'm melting, guys. I am melting. I'm like Frosty the Snowman over here. I gotta be careful. I got a chocolate bar right here. Oh no. That thing is not in a good place. Alright, well, it is what it is. I'm not so stoked with it, but it's alright. It'll be functional at least. So later on today, we're going to do the last Music Monday of the year. And then I think tomorrow, being that it's New Year's Eve, I'm going to do kind of like a remembering 2024 and maybe going over some of the highlights from last year, from this past year, and maybe sharing some of the different posts that I've done, talking about different adventures and things. Also, this time in, I think it was around 2018, or yeah, no, the end of 2017, right before 2018, at the end of 2017, this time of the year, right around winter time, I decided to move away from the city to a place known as Camp Two Dogs up in Tres Piedras, New Mexico, which was a water protector camp. Individuals from Standing Rock would come over there and help out, and also have a place to, you know, to rest their heads for the evening, maybe get a nice warm meal, and they could help out and build up the camp while they were there. And you know, it got to a point where they needed help really bad. The owner actually was one individual and was about to throw in the towel. And we decided, hey, let's go up there and help this individual out. Let's basically save camp from getting shut down entirely. And we went up there, and we were given permission to move up there. Basically, we were going to have land and have a little plot up there and be able to live up there off-grid, self-sustainable. We were going to have to provide for ourselves, of course, but, you know, it was going to be all self-sustainable and everything. And I don't know, I was there for a good 8 to 10 months, and it was a blast. I loved it. I thought it was like going to Disneyland. It was really cool. Every day was like a new adventure, building new things and everything. So I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is share some of those experiences at Camp Two Dogs, and also the experiences that we've had throughout this year. Because Camp Two Dogs, that was, gosh, how many years ago was that? 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21. 7 years ago. Yeah, it's amazing to think. 7 years ago. Wow, that was a long time ago, you know? To think my daughter's only 12 years old. 7 years ago. So she was 5 when I would take her up there. So that was around kindergarten, first grade. That was such a fun experience. One of the coolest things I ever built was a solar window oven, which was, I built a box around the outside of one of my windows that was facing to the east. So as soon as the sun came up during the day, that's where it hit, right? So I had all day for it to heat up. A south side window would have been best, but I didn't have a south side window, so I used that one there. And it was on the south side on the east of the building. But yeah, it was all lined to where it would absorb the heat from inside. like a insulated box. And I was even able to make pizza. I was able to get that thing up to like 300 degrees. It was really hot in there. And then some days I couldn't get it up to like over 100 degrees because the clouds were out. So, you know, it was really, really awesome on some days, and then some days we just had to cook. I had a BioLite rocket stove. That thing was awesome. BioLite rocket stove. You could charge your phone off your camp stove. Yeah, I really did love living off grid. That was such a fun experience, amazing time. It's not for everyone. I mean, we had people up there that were struggling while I was just like enjoying it. You know, I was like on vacation and they're over there miserable. So it definitely is not for everyone. Alright, well I finished this piece. You know, I'm not really charging him or anything for it. I'm just going to gift it to him with a belated Christmas gift. But I wanted it to be a lot nicer. And he'll be able to watch this video and hear me say that. And he'll know. He'll be like, yeah, like I know you've done better. But that's all good. I'm still happy with it. I mean, after not making tubing in so many years, and then being able to come back to making tubing like this, I really can't complain. I'm happy with it. It just takes long for me to make this. It should not have taken this long and with that much difficulty. I should have been able to just melt it down, get the shaping done within, this should have been done in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes at the most. 20 minutes would have been ideal. But I don't know if I'm at that level anymore like I used to be. And then the other thing too is I really wanted to just make another Sherlock. I was going to gift him a really nice Sherlock, but I don't know if I have the gas to do that. That's the only problem. Alright, but we got it done. Still have enough fuel to take it off, so we should be good here. It came out alright. It's decent. I'm not happy with it. I'll tell you straight up. The one that I made for my cousin a couple of days ago, that one, you should watch. It's a 2-hour video. That one came out phenomenal. I was really pleased with that one. That one was fire. Not this one. This one is, nah. This one's mediocre. And now, let's see. Can I get it off of here without cracking this whole thing all crazy? Just come in away from it. Cut this off and then slowly get that flame up to there. get this all cleaned up, finished up, and I'll drop it in the kiln. Yeah, I used to be able to make these real quick. This was not my best work. That's for sure. Uh-oh, we running out of fuel here? Right at the end? We should have enough to finish this no matter what. Man, so I don't know if you guys ever mess around and find out. But I don't know, sometimes I like to mess around on YouTube here, and just, I don't know, years ago when I was a drinker, we would all like sit around drinking at the house, right? And then at some point, you know, in the evening, we'd turn on YouTube, and then we'd start like, oh, have you seen this? Oh, have you seen this? And we would like bring each other down our own like rabbit holes, and we would share with each other these different like videos that we would find or whatever throughout our lifetime or whatever, you know. And it'd be like, oh, well, check this out. Have you seen this? And like, you know, there'd always be like a video that someone would pull up, and they'd be like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of this. So check this one out. And then you go down this whole rabbit hole of like similar videos and stuff. And so last night, I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but I came across some crazy videos on the worst music videos in history. And the worst music, the worst songs like ever made, ever created, ever recorded. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna share that in my community page so you guys can check that out and have an awesome laugh for the end of the year. If you guys are fans of any of these bands, I am sorry if I'm making fun of them, but they are legit bands, and I was shocked to find out that they actually were. And a lot of people just are like, wait, they're actually trying? Oh man, I'm gonna share this video out with you guys, and you guys are gonna just be like, what is this, man? I'm gonna take you down some crazy funny rabbit hole. But yeah, we used to do this fun thing where we would just like go down the rabbit hole on YouTube, and we'd all like, I guess it'd be almost like challenging each other, right? Like, oh, you think that video was crazy, check this one out, you know? Alright, there you go. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. I like the patterning up top like that and how it zigzags, but all this is more thinner than that part, and it's just, I don't know. The integrity of it is not the best work that I know I can pull off. So that's why I'm just like, meh, meh. Alright, we're going to drop this in the kiln now. Woo! And that kiln feels like it is hot enough. I could probably turn it off real quick. And look at that. Is my flame actually getting smaller as we speak? Did I just literally run out of fuel? I might be completely out of oxygen and propane. Yeah, I think I'm out of oxygen right now, but the oxygen's going low. Woo! Okay, I got just enough, I think, to finish up here and do me a little 420, 520 dab session. It'll be 420 in California then. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I'm Dan the Glassman. It's been a lot of fun. I'll be back live in a hour or two, couple hours here, and we'll do some Music Monday, the last Music Monday of the year. I'm not sure if we're going to do it in studio here. I might actually take you out to the Christmas tree and do it out in the living room. But you guys have an awesome rest of your year. I hope that 2024 wasn't too bad for you. I hope that 2025 is a lot better for you, and that you can actually come up, utilize some of the things that are going on, in with all the investments and all the stuff that's happening right now. You can actually change your paradigm and make it a lot better, or you can fall down with everyone else as well and fall victim to a lot of things that are going on. So it's all a matter of perspective and your mindset, I believe. So moving into 2025, I'm just going to do the best I can with continuing to take care of my family and make our paradigm a lot better than what it is now. So other than that, thanks for tuning in and watching. I believe that we got a warning here that it is hot. So time to cool down. Love and blessings. I'm out. Just enough timing. Woo! Just enough heat. Alright. Laters. I'll see you guys soon. Music Monday coming up next.